Yo, what is up, guys? It's the Nightwing at Way of Life Esports coming at you guys with another League of Legends video here today. This is going to be the LEC 2021 Summer Split Week 5 recap, and joining me here today for the recap of the LEC 2021 Summer Split Week 5 is Warren. What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Okay. Oh my god, he's just doing great, guys. Okay, so yeah, dude, your Misfits team might be an imposter, actually. There might be some frauds. How do you feel about that?
No, they're not criminals. That's for sure. They're definitely not that. Well, I don't know how you want to get into this.
Because like, let's start with Misfits, because Misfits currently right now are 7-4. They're tied for third place with Mad Lions. But if we look at their last games that they've played, right, they got pretty handily beat by Rogue. They got pretty handily beat by Astralis. Then, that's the previous week where they really struggled against G2, where, like, G2 completely threw that game. Remember how you said they literally threw the game? And then you have the game against Mad Lions where they completely got destroyed, you know? So they've looked pretty suspect in these in these, like, 2 weeks, because they faced G2, Mad Lions, Rogue, quote-unquote, top 3 teams. And then you lost to Astralis, who currently right now is, like, tied for 6th place with Team Vitality at 5-6, you know? They've looked like they're on a downward trajectory, though. You know? I don't know.
I don't think so. I think it was a question of miscommunicate, because they should have won that game against Astralis. Like, they literally had the makings to win the game, and Astralis just out macro them. So I'm sure they don't like that loss. I'm sure they're gonna bounce back. I'm sure they're still. The good thing is they just need 2 more wins
to make playoffs. Yeah, that's
make
crazy.
Playoffs.
Yeah.
All you need is 9 wins to make playoffs. That's the guaranteed number. So if they can like win, because how many more games left? It's
for the LEC we have
8. So or 7. 7. No, 7.
So after this week, for week 6, we'll have 2 more weeks left of the LEC. So quote unquote, like 6 more games, right?
6 more. Oh, the Super Week is 3 games.
That's true.
So they can make it. Astralis looks like they could be the 6th seed, like a good 6th seed.
You don't think Team Vitality could be the 6th seed?
I don't know. I feel like Astralis, they were down, and when you're down so much, and like they've shown that even in their losses that they can keep up with a team like G2, which shows that they've improved, because if this was last split, it's basically a free win for G2, and a lot of these teams are realizing Astralis is not a free win anymore. And I think every game they play, shout out to T-Root, because he kind of did call this, they've been leveling. Yeah. They've been improving. So I see them, they could easily, by looking at the standings, they could easily be either the 6th or they could be the 6th seed. I don't see Excel, Advian, and the other guy is good, but
yeah, like it's hard to really say with a lot of these teams. So let's start with SK Gaming and work our way up, because they're terrible. All right, guys, this team sucks. Like, I'm sorry. I feel so bad for Treats. He got so cooked by SK Gaming.
I feel bad for the players. I feel bad.
Okay, so let's call this out. Remember, they said they weren't gonna play that new guy, right? Because he wasn't like LEC ready, and then they start him when Jesus obviously couldn't hack it down there as support. So this guy automatically is going in with the coaches thinking he's not good or ready enough to play. That is a huge, big mental blow right there. Before he even started, he's already at a disadvantage mental-wise.
I think
what?
I think the management should and I'm not talking about the coaches. Maybe the coaches did maybe Jesus needs to sit down. I think higher management from like the general manager should really, like the CEO of SK should be like, hey man, I don't like the decisions you're making, because like my problem is one, they had unrealistic expectations. You just had an emergency jungler is on the bench, which you could use, and send Lilith back to the Prime
ERLs,
League.
yeah,
Yeah, Prime, because that's the German league. I
hmm
watched some of the games there,
that's pretty
which is
good.
can be it's pretty good.
Hmm
You can send him back. Just deal with Tinks and just figure out and just play it through the season. That's it. Like, what's was like
I agree with
it
you.
was he
Yeah, dude.
was
Like, why not just play Tinks at this point? If you're last place, why not just play Tinks and put fucking Treats, your best player, back to support?
back to support. I guarantee you, and it's just unrealistic expectations. Putting Treats in now, you set him up for failure. Basically, been performing, but you have a rookie in the jungle. You have no, I'm not a rookie. You have someone who's not really familiar with the jungle.
Hmm
You had your coach who basically made you start 0-6 for the most
Yeah.
part, and then you put in a rookie who this is what he's been waiting for. Shout out to I even messaged Lil up because again I like SK as a team because of Treats because he came from TSM,
hmm
and I root for Broken Blade too, even though he's in a shit situation with Schalke selling.
hmm
But I'm sure we're gonna get to Schalke
hmm
after SK. Um, you put a guy in a you're gonna hurt his mental. He's only like 18, and he's gonna think,
Yeah.
man,
He.
I didn't make it. I didn't do good, and like whereas Trimby, he got put in an ideal situations. Rookie gets put next to Han Sama,
Otawame, Larsa,
Larsa,
Scar.
and
Yeah.
all these people. Like, of course he's gonna succeed because they can tell him they've been around the block. Where Treats was like the veteran, and Gen X was basically the veteran at SK because remember Gen X was the only one left after they culled the most of the after Crown Shot Trick,
Yeah. Limit. Yeah.
Limit, and Zazie left, right?
hmm
So like that's all they had. So this was all on upper
They've
management,
always had upper
and I do
management.
blame and I do blame Jez's a little
hmm
bit because he is I want to say he was delusional.
This is
You're
my
delusional.
thing too with SK Gaming. They've always had these fucking management issues too. Like, remember when they replaced that one guy Warlib with Sakurai, and that shit didn't
Yeah,
work out?
that didn't work out. And when it's funny because World of he has like almost 5K. Well, it's Latin America, but he. I mean, not to say that, but like when you're from a particular country, you can get a fan base built up. So I can understand why. And he's a good player. I watch his games. He's always challenger. So I get his streaming career has boomed off. But like
Remember when they had Pyrian?
Period, like,
Fuck,
and
dude.
then like they personally where SK should have knew going into the season that when of 20 of the spring and into summer that Tinks wasn't the guy for them. Like
hmm
that's okay. Like pick up somebody like honestly, I thought that they would have picked up a guy like Maxwell who's been around the block
It
who
seems they want to pick up veteran players that have had success before. Max Lore has been very open; he still wants to play. What about that one guy Schalke had? I forgot his name. Oh my god, Memento. He's still not a bad player.
he's not but he had kind of like
Turned to Mr. Krabs.
fearful. He kind of had the issue where sorry if I'm getting a new mic by next week Friday.
He's getting
Sorry
a new
guys.
mic just like my dad. It'll be
No,
here.
I will. It's just money is a thing, and I just can't just drop money without looking. But it's whatever.
Yeah, yeah. But it's
Memento,
just they've always
Memento.
had
Well,
roster management issues. Ththey've
well,
always been a problem. I just don't know how to explain it.
Memento had like the Magic Felix thing where his confidence wouldn't go down, and we could see Magic Felix confidence has skyrocketed. Well, not skyrocketed, but from his interview to his play, I think the first of all, the guy had 3 accounts in Challenger, High
hmm
Challenger, Top Mid, and I think ADC, I believe, all in like he climbed the ladder in those roles. So he's a good player. Like if he quits the game, he has a gimmick going for him. Like all power to do it. And with him getting wins like this, I wouldn't be surprised if a team comes to Magic Felix and like, hey, like I honestly think Magic Felix
Mhm.
is the MVP. Well, it's either White Knight or Magic Felix for Astralis. I don't think they're a good team without those two players.
Definitely not with Jessica and Promise Q.
I mean, Zanzar is like the EU dollar store ex Smithy.
Oh my god. Oh no. Oh no. Jeez.
I mean, I mean, Smithy is good and won championships and whatever.
Did Mr.
But you
Krabs
get
invade your house and put a
oh,
sniper rifle at your brain?
I don't know. I'm gonna again. I guess you'll deal with Mr. Krabs for a little bit. So to end off with SA, they're gonna have a weird like Gen X's sign is gonna be for another year. I don't know how Treat is gonna feel because I'm sure he feels a little bit betrayed. I don't know if he's gonna stay. He said it was only temporary for the support position. I don't know about that. Like I at the end of the season, keep an eye on SK because I think they're gonna make a lot of
They're making more roster
moves.
changes. They're making an like after Worlds when they don't make playoffs and they have a lot of time to think between not making playoffs this year and going into next year. I just see them pretty much changing out most, if not the entire roster, and a new coaching staff too. I just don't see him keeping any of these players relatively based off
Yeah,
how bad this split went. Like they had a horrible plan, it didn't work. And granted, you take a gamble on these things, but their plan was just so unrealistic. It was just so bad. Like Jez's wasn't even really that good though. Like at support, you know?
yeah,
Just
and the thing is, maybe they thought maybe they saw Bippo switch, but the thing is, Bippo is consistently like a thousand.
mhm,
Like he has another account, I believe, that is jungle that's approaching like 800, 900
mhm,
LP challenger. So the guy has a lot of game knowledge and knows and learn and I'm sure when you got Selfmade was the second best jungler or third, at least top three,
mhm.
because I don't know which one he was, and you've seen how he play. I'm sure that's gonna, even though you play top lane, you're gonna take some of his crafts that you learned. Whereas Tinks, he's a new rookie. I'm sure Tinks didn't learn that much. I mean, because he didn't get enough time to play, and Bippo's been on a team with Broxa, so he's seen the jungle and the jungle interaction between top and jungle. Um, I don't know. I feel bad. I like Genax. I've been on his streams. He
He's not a
interacts.
bad player. Like
He's a nice guy.
if they if they choose to keep one player out of SK Gaming or two, you keep Treats and Genax, and I think you just get new players. I just don't see them staying together. I feel bad because that's what the CLG guys said to fucking. That's what the CLG general manager said to their players. It's just not staying together. It's their plan sucked. Jesus wasn't that good to begin with anyway, even back when he was playing. And I don't even like their plan was so stupid. It's like, okay, we like how Jesus saw the way about the game that we should improve, right? Where they liked his take on the game of how they should improve. Okay, so he can't do that in the game because he doesn't have the outside perspective like he has in the game. That's how you can tell those players are young because only young players think like that. You only hear that from young players, and then he listened to them, and he was like, "They're like, hey, Jesus, you want to be our support in the game?" He's like, "Yeah, if that's what the players want, then you're not a coach. Then that's not what a coach does. You don't see fucking Phil Jackson playing basketball back in 2010 if Kobe Bryant wanted to play the game. Like what the fuck? Like what the hell? My brain will actually fucking melt if I think about like you don't see Doc Rivers fucking playing games and shit on the fucking
Yeah, you don't see Bergson shoving himself out for power of evil. Like that doesn't. But that's enough about SK. I think we've beaten them
I'm just
enough.
gonna,
I don't
guys. I'm sorry. I feel so bad. I'm just gonna skip Shaka. There, SK Gaming at least has drama that makes me want to talk about them. Shaka just suck. I'm sorry. Shaka are trash.
No,
X,
they got hints. It's the problem is that when you hear your org is gonna be sold and they basically might not have a team to play on, your motivation goes down.
Yeah, like I think just in
I
general,
know mine's would.
I know I've said this before in past videos when we did this. Kirei just sucks. No more picking up this guy. He's not good. Um, the other players, Nuclear Int is fine. Broken Blade is fine. Those two players could probably find teams next year. Limit and Neon, maybe. I don't know. But the two players I know for sure would probably have a team are like Nuclear Int and Broken Blade. And for sure, Broken Blade. That guy is just still like playing his mind out right now, even though his org is gonna be sold. I'll net like SK Gaming when they put in fucking treats and shit to jungle and Jezza to support. I'll never understand why they took out Gilius and put in Kirei. I have
Well,
not seen any reason why this guy has been any improvement at all. He's
I have
trash.
a theory. I have a hot take that could
A
potentially
hot
happen.
take. Are you nerd
So,
man now? Essentially.
yo, what is it? Nah, I'm not gonna be stupid. Shout out to Nerd Man. No, I'm not gonna be stupid.
Oh my god.
Love
You
you,
think
Nerd Man. Good
Benzimo's
guy.
worse than Lex Luthor, right?
Uh, yes.
Please
I
no.
know. I remember I asked on stream when I was subbed to Broken Blade. That's when I had more money, of course, and it didn't bother me.
A black guy working. What the hell? It doesn't exist.
I know it's crazy,
That's
right?
crazy, right? Black guy not unemployed.
No
You supposed
EBT, no
to...
welfare. Yeah,
no
Jesus.
food. Yeah, like because I remember I met a girl. She was like, "You're not on welfare, or you don't like you have a job." I was like, "Yes, I'm a
Yes,
normal human being."
it exists out there. Sorry. So like, I remember Broken Blade said if he had to play one role, it would be ADC, and I've seen this guy ADC when I was watching the streams. And mind you might remember he's playing against Grandmaster
Mhm.
and Challenger players. His ADC was pretty clean. So if he said to them, "Hey, I can play ADC," I think Broken Blade could do it. I really think he could. He's got the talent. Like he literally like when a person he didn't even hesitate when he was asked this, and it's been asked a couple times on his stream. What other role would you play if you could? He said ADC,
I think his
and I
playstyle
could.
would fit really well with ADC.
And could you imagine him and Janax on the same team?
Whew, that'd be pretty good. I like that.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Like Broken Blade ADC, Janax in the top lane, and he knows how top lane works and could like share things with him. It would be great, but that's my hot take. I think that's the I think broke with players now, and the reason I mention it is that even if he doesn't go say to SK, that was just my thing.
Mhm.
Um, with players now swapping roles and showing that they can like who he did it, Genax, Blippo. I'm sure we can get more people. It's not out of the realm of possibility if he still wants to participate in the LEC, or we see him go to back to NA, which I wouldn't. I mean, what NA team would not want? What is he an upgrade over Sunday? I think so. He's beaten a couple times actually.
Licorice
Uh,
proves he's still better than someday after
uh,
this week.
I'm trying to think what org would fit Broken Blade if he went back to NA, but Nuclear has potential because the analyst has said a lot about him. It's just you're right. There's nothing to talk about Schalke because they're not going to exist after this split.
They're
So
not good. Like I talk about them if they were good, but they suck. This team is trash. This team is like they deserve to be where they are with SK Gaming. And it's like, what have they really did in the league? And like even if you take out what they have done in the league, this split overall, they just look bad. All the plays are bad, the macro sucks, the dives are terrible. Oh my, it's just I'll actually go off myself. I keep talking about this horrible dog shit team. All right.
so Excel.
Oh my god. Excel. Excel is something we've talked about when we talked about some LCS teams. You know how like they'll put in new players and then they'll come out and they'll have a big like swing and shit. Like they have this like big wow factor, right? So this week, after they had their big wow factor, because they had it in
And they
week 4 and beat
they beat
G2
G2.
and they
Yeah.
beat Vitality, right? This week they come in and they lose both games. Now, if you look at both games and you lose them, you're thinking to yourself, "Oh, it's just casual fucking XL losing and shit." They made proactive plays in the Mad Lions game. They made proactive plays.
In the Fnatic game too, they just got outplayed by better teams. Like I can't even
Yeah.
be upset at them.
Yeah, they tried. They dealt. They were diving consistently. They had a really beautiful dive against Armut. They actually were really proactive in their game
All right,
against Fnatic too. Like I really this is because no one's gonna really understand this though. Because people are gonna be like, "Well, are you saying they just got lucky?" Not really, but it goes into this. When you have nothing to play for, you inherently play better. And it only happens for so long to the point where like these are going to be new players and the other players who have been playing longer are just going to exploit you. That's all it is, you know? It's not like they're bad, and I personally think if XL want to potentially make playoffs, they're going to use this roster, right? But I'm not really too sure, you know, because if I look at this game they're playing right here. So if I look at XL's draft against Mad Lions, right? You have Dr. Mundo, Lee Sin, LeBlanc, Draven, and Alistar. Mad Lions drafted Nar, Diana, Twisted Fate, Callista, and Leona. Mad Lions comp is better. All you have to do is just survive to a certain point because XL's comp, you have to pretty much run in and win early on with Draven, snowball with Draven. LeBlanc's going to be a bit stronger than Twisted Fate early on in the game, and you're basically playing through your solo lanes right there. Dr. Mundo, I think Dr. Mundo is trash. The rework is trash. He
what?
provides nothing. He just provides nothing, dude.
What?
I've seen
You're
Dr.
an
Mundo
idiot.
just lose every
You're
game.
you're an idiot. You
Every
check out.
game,
You want me? I could bring up while you talk your nonsense. I'll look up stats for you. By the way.
My God. Okay. Well, because me and my genius level League of Legends play, right?
No,
Yeah.
no, no. You're an idiot.
Well,
You're an idiot.
hey man, was Albert Einstein an idiot when he created all those theories?
You're a fool if you think Doctor Mundo is a bad champion.
I just don't see the value in what he brings though. Maybe I'm just trash, you know. But
Oh yes.
maybe Excel's comp is just bad. You know, you're basically focusing on Marcoon, Lee Sin, getting LeBlanc and Draven ahead.
All right. So
And
you want to hear some numbers for you?
sure,
NNA. Doctor Mundo has a 50% win rate,
isn't that kind of
and
bad?
it that's fine. That's you win some, you lose some. In China, he has a 63% win rate.
Okay,
In EU, he has a 36% win rate. That's just saying that teams don't know how to use him. China has a 63% win rate
that's
with
good.
Doctor Mundo.
I see him do very well in China all the time.
So it's not the champion. It's just because the thing is, like, the point of Doctor Mundo is if when I pick him because
Mm-hmm.
I play top. Right now, he has a 46% win rate overall. When I pick him top, if I have like Leona, I know I have another CC. I'm good. Leona can just stun, has solar flare, has her Zenith blade, has her solar, has her other stun, and like let's say I don't know, there's someone else like a Diana. All I have to do is basically be a wall in front, and they can't take me down. Like as long as you position yourself where your team, where you're the main focus, and they do all that damage. Mundo's great. The Mundo rework is actually really good. It's just I don't think teams are utilizing him well. Because he's unkillable at a certain point, and if they don't have the scaling like a Vayne or something, which most teams don't go Vayne, they go either what Ziggs now. Ziggs is like the most popular pick because of the way he can just destroy the towers, and because of and then that means faster gold accumulation, which means you can get your item spikes faster and speed up the game with what they did with the recent patch, with the tier 2 towers having 600 gold on them. Mundo's fine, and like he's a I would say he's a tank juggernaut. Like he can take hits. He does he does a lot of damage too. It when he's in the way, and I don't know. I just Mundo's good. It's just people don't know how to use him.
Dude,
Like,
I swear, man, every single time I see like the Western teams play him, he's just an instant loss. I feel like he provides nothing in some of their games. Like, and that's my thing too. It's probably not Dr. Mundo. It's like, why are you picking this champion and you're not really utilizing what this champion is for? I just don't see it. You know?
yeah, like if I had Ash Leona, of course I'm locking in Mundo. I'm gonna get a slow from Ash. I'm gonna get her hawk shot at her arrow, her ult. I got Leona's ult. I got setup. Like I wouldn't pick Doctor Mundo if I have no setup. That's stupid. Like that. But I get what you're saying. But I think when it comes to XL, I Dude, I don't know what's gonna happen with this team. Like
Like Marcoon and the new guy are
Adrian,
fine. They're fine. It's just
they're
like
fine.
th- this
Why didn't
week.
they start them in the beginning of the year? That's what I'm saying. Thinking
That will require teams to actually make good decisions, man.
use their brain. That's
That's
yeah.
a
You're
sin
right.
against life.
That really is at this point. It is a
these
cynical.
God, these LCS people too, man. It just oh my god. We'll talk about them later, but XL, I think they're fine with these two players, and it looked like they knew what they were doing. They just need to refine it more. Now for Team Vitality, um, Selfmade had a really good game against SK Gaming, okay, and
But it's
they
SK
lost,
Gaming.
and they lost to Fnatic. So in the Fnatic game, oh my god.
They threw that game, dude. The way they dove, that was ridiculous. They basically did Misfits of 2017. I'm not wrong.
Oh, and I gotta point this out because no one's gonna point this out unless I do. Has Leader really looked that good? He's actually to me
No,
looked very subpar, and by
he's
subpar,
been
he's one of the worst
mediocre at
mids.
best.
Honestly, dude, he's one of the worst mids in the league. He has not been what Selfmade wanted. Like I know Selfmade wanted to play with Leader, right? I'm sorry, bro. He's not been what you asked
Um,
for. He's
but
bad.
think about it this way, right? They have dysfunction too, but at least they're doing better than the previous splits that they have, like Skeens,
Mhm.
Melitza, and Comp. Right? They're doing way much better. So it looks dysfunctional and it looks pretty bad, but considering that this is a newly formed team in the spring split and they're basically in the run, if they can figure out their identity, or no, not even identity, if they can make some tweaks in their gameplay, they're gonna make. I think they can make playoffs, no
Mhm.
problem. It's just
Cause like
like
in the Fnatic game, like Jigenda is doing very well against Adam when he has Gwen into set, and then he
yeah, it's a
doesn't kill
winning
him.
matchup.
Yeah, like he doesn't kill Adam. Then later on, Jigenda gets killed by Adam. So you know at that point your matchup is kind of screwed at that point. But he still did okay. He just wasn't able
I
to
mean the
really push his lead after a certain point in time.
the Gwen is gonna outscale
The
the
set,
set
yeah.
hard. I mean, the new set scales, right? But Gwen
Mhm.
is just gonna chew through him, and with her shield, it's just gonna make it hard. I think it was more like they. Sometimes I feel like they. I think this is where it might sound weird. I think there might just be too many voices on that team.
I think so too. Like I think having leader, crown shot, and self made, it's just too many cooks in the kitchen. No, I don't
No,
generally
I
like using
don't think
that.
I don't think Kronshot's that type of player that. I don't think he was. I think SK they devoted a lot of resources. I don't think he's that type of player per
Hmm.
se. I think it's between leader and uh
Hmm.
self-made
I just don't
because
think
it's
leader's been that good, dude. Like even when I know people like Thorin were talking about leader and how he was like some sleeper
he
mid
was hot
laner.
fire. But like Thorin says, hot fire. Shout out to
He was,
Thorin.
and I don't know if he watched the ERL split where leader was playing in with Mouse. He did not look that good. Like he did not look good before even coming into the LEC. If we're going off like the past, yeah, he was like like MVP, one of the best mids in ERL. But I don't know if this is his meta. I don't know if he's going through like
It
potential
should be
like
his meta. It should be. It's like a
because
Kali,
factor
it's
this in too because this week
Aurelia.
moving forward, you know, you have other teams that they able to play on stage now too. So you're adding in like stage play. You're adding in he's not been playing that good. Like I think he's the weakest part
You know,
of
I have
Vitality.
my problem. This is a different topic. A
Hmm.
different, not a different. I hate the way the stage looks for any region. I hate it, and you want to know why?
Hmm.
Dota, they put their when they're international. I don't know if you ever watched the international, but they put their players in like five computers for each team, but they're in a glass room, so they can't hear. It's like it's almost soundproof. They can barely hear the audience
Hmm.
that's surrounding them, and I just don't like that. Like you can hear. because then you can hear the players. You tell them you can't hear like crown shots shouting out something like you know what I mean. It's just I don't know. That's just my personal take, but
Hmm.
continue.
No,
I
no, they
didn't.
had a that was a problem in CS:GO too, where like if the crowd is like anxious about something, the players would notice and they would make a different play. It happens, but right now with no crowds, it's interesting. But like what I was looking at this week was like who's gonna be the better team on stage, and yeah, Fnatic is probably gonna be the better team on
Yeah,
stage
Fnatic.
right now.
I think Fnatic is gonna be the best team because they've lost hard and they've won hard too. And like with Buppo there, like remember
Hmm.
he did win back I think he what back to back titles
Yeah.
2018 was it or 20 yeah it was 2018
Hmm.
because that's when they made the finals run, right? So um and then he had the reverse sweep that happened this past world. So he's know what stage is and can calm their nerves and I think it's a and like if you hear Adam's interview and
Hmm.
they all talk about how the environment just feels different now. Maybe maybe Selfmade was a bit more blunt and could be toxic at times. I guess that's toxic is a real loose term because I just feel like some people
Or just
don't
fucking
like to get
sensitive as fuck.
sensitive and get their feelings hurt. So um, that's how I feel personally. But you know,
Well, for
it
me,
is what
I
it
just
is.
I just don't really see because like a lot of their games they make a lot of mistakes, especially in the mid game. Like self-made is like going for a gank, meanwhile the bot lane is just standing, literally standing there farming. Like what is going on? Like I just don't really see them making playoffs unless there's some drastic change in their gameplay. Now we have Astralis. Astralis has looked better, but the interesting thing with Astralis is like Jessica and Promise Q. I think are still decently weak players. Like the other guys are fine. Like Magic Felix had his big game last week when he had the back door, or was it that was this week, right? Where he had the back
Yeah,
door.
yeah, on Silas.
Yeah, he played. Magic Felix has played really, really well. Like he's played like just out of his mind, and I
Past
think
Fnatic player too.
that's true. And like White Knight has been pretty serviceable. Zanzar has been pretty okay. I think if this team wants to do better in the future, they'll have to probably kick their bot lane. But if their bot lane is gonna be like serviceable, like they've been, for the past few weeks, I think it's fine. They did drop both games this week to G2 and Misfits, which really sucks for Australis is because G2 actually did start to look better, but
No, no, they
not
beat. No, they. Wait, are you sure they didn't drop two games? They remember they won one, they lost
for
one.
Australis.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm looking
my
at this.
bad. My bad. They lost to G2 and they won against Misfits. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. So it's just like I don't really know how to feel about them. Like you put all your eggs into the Magic Felix basket. Is that what you do?
Uh, um, that's a good question. It's not
That's
the Magic Felix basket. I mean, he's playing. You gotta remember, like, let's look at the mid laners for LEC. He's got to compete against Caps, Larson, um, Niski, and Humanoid and VTO.
mhm.
I would say I'm sorry, I gotta put Magic. I think Magic Felix is better than VTO. I think Magic Felix is better than as much as I like Misfits as a team too. I think he's better than Larson. So I put him above those two. I don't think he's better than Caps, and I think he's tied with Niski. So that's why I put him third. If I had to rate EU mids, and I mean this is like it could be a debate at some point, but that's how I see Magic Felix. Like I think he's holding himself up. His champion pool's really wide,
Mhm.
and he's like a core way to winning most of the games. So
Now we're gonna talk about G2. They ended up bouncing back this week after looking really suspect in these past other 4 weeks so far. Week
bald
five,
caps.
bald caps is the way to do it because they're like, hey man, we were losing a lot of games, so something had to go. I'm like, I don't know if the hair really makes a difference, but G2 ended up beating Astralis. There was the match of the week, G2 versus Rogue. G2 handily took down Rogue, which is really interesting because like there was a stat they put up where like
They
Rogue is,
haven't beat. Yeah, there's 0 and then like 11.
yeah, like they've never beaten G2 in a regular season game, right? Like what the
Right.
fuck? But they beat them in the playoffs last split though. So that's my thing though, is like maybe just like, you know how like when players go up against maybe an org with Precede's pedigree, like G2, Fnatic, Cloud9, TSM, Team Liquid, you know, that type of pedigree probably gets into their head and go, oh my god, I'm playing up against like G2 and Fnatic. It's like you can't think about those kind of things. You just play your own game and
Yeah,
you get
take the
a,
name plates off.
yeah, like you just get a fucking situation where they obviously looked really poor against G2. Like they should have easily been able to beat G2. Like, take this pedigree shit of G2 out of context, right? And just throw it out there. Just get rid of it. Rogue right now should have easily beaten G2 given their abysmal level of gameplay for the past 4 weeks G2 has shown, right? I don't care if Reckless got his 2000th LEC kill. You know, they were looking dog shit. Like, Rogue potentially may have had a bad week of preparation. I don't know. But in this game, they got absolutely just abysmally destroyed. This wasn't even like fun to watch. Match of the week, my ass. Like, here's the stats right here. Here's it right here for all of you guys who don't know the stats right here. Let me just show you guys really quick. There you go. So, head to head, 15-5 in favor of G2. Regular season, 11-0 for G2. Playoffs, 4-5. That was literally just last split. That bottom one, it's last split. Right now. Recording this video right now. That's last split. Okay? So, yeah, G2's pretty much always been better, you know? Because they've always traditionally had the more better players, you know? I'm not saying Rogue can't ever beat them. I'm not saying that. But it's shown very clearly that they, at least this split, right now, should have beaten G2 in this game. I don't know what happened to these guys.
I'm gonna tell you, this is my like. I don't think G2's making Worlds.
Not after they bounce back this week?
Not like. No, I don't see them making Worlds. Like Fnatic's playing out of their mind. Mad Lions is leveling up.
Mm-hmm.
Rogue has been a good team. So those are 3. You got to go through all of those, and you can barely figure. You can barely and let's not. You know, you a thing that you mentioned a lot, and this is not to harp on you, of course, is recent. Let's not go by recency bias.
Mm-hmm.
They've been having hard. They had some hard matches against like Astralis. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, if I'm G2, you should be stomping Astralis with the talent you got.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't be having a hard time closing out a game against Astralis or other teams, or when like Vitality basically dumpstered them. Like that's troubling to me, and I'm not confident in G2 making Worlds because all these other teams, and like after the Misfits loss, I know that they want to really show that they're upset. I'm sure Vito looked like he was about to cry.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, I felt bad for him after that shit. Cause like, what was that close game they had? Oh yeah, that's the true match of the week. That was this week. Holy shit, that was just fucking
Yeah.
fired straight back and forth. I love games like that where it's like it's super even, it's back and forth. You don't know who's gonna win. One team has to like fucking chest the other guy where they have to go to Dragon. But if you go to Dragon, you can't get Baron. Oh, I love games like that. But you need games like that for Misfits to improve, right? I get it, guys. People always like to sing G2's praises. I love G2, man. I love them a lot. But like, I'm not gonna let these 2 games fucking sway me from the past abysmal 4 weeks of gameplay I've seen out of them. That's 4 weeks of gameplay. So factor how many games that is, where they were just over here sitting there griefing, getting their asses handed to them. This week was fine, but I want to see more consistency out of it. And then we can talk about the last top teams in a concession. So let's start with Mad Lions and Misfits. So I don't want this to be a thing where Misfits got to a head start just because they kept their roster longer, they've stayed together longer, and they got up to an easy head start because other teams just hadn't figured out how to play together, right? But like we said before, they've looked pretty bad in against a lot of the games. They lost to Rogue this week. They lost to Astralis, right? They looked really suspect against Mad Lions, and they looked very, very abysmal against G2. To the point where, like, that's such a 50-50 throw out of their favor to win a game, you know? Like even this week when they played up against on day 2 when they played up against Astralis, like they were winning this game at about 16 minutes in. They're 5,000 gold lead. Like what am I looking at over here? Like is this an actual top team or did they just get a early head start because of their roster that's being together longer, you know?
Well, let's see who's Vander Hirit and Kabe, along with Razark, have been in the league. So Vito is basically the rookie so far since going in spring and summer. I think it's like their macro decisions seem to be all over the place. That's what I'm getting.
Yeah, like look at this. All right, so here I'll show you guys this right here. Let me bring this up. Share my screen. This is actually what maybe it's not macro. It's just stupid decision making. Okay, so there's this part right here where okay, so like they're fighting right. He kills White Knight. Okay, VTO. He really can't get out, but he has it because of the Akali fucking escapes. Right. Okay, so watch this. Why is Kabe and Razor? Why are they chasing them? You can do
Well,
that.
they think that they have the collapse.
Yeah, but there's nothing really here to achieve. Yeah, you can kill Promise Q, but it's like you just wasted. See that proves you're just wasting your time right there. You can't get anything out of that. You know.
Yeah.
And they didn't make these mistakes past weeks, right? I didn't see these mistakes out of them. You know. Literally, Hirit is recalling on a ward. It's in vision because they literally just, you know how they just had that team fight? So they literally just see him walk up there. Hirit literally sees them go away and he stays there and dies. Like what are we doing here? Like I have to believe that this has just been a few rough couple of weeks. They've looked rough, bad against these top teams, quote unquote, G2
The
top team,
top
I
five,
guess.
like the top 5 teams.
Yeah. So like I don't know. I don't want to say they got off to a really easy, lucky start, but that's what it's looking like when you look at how they played against these like top 5 teams. You know, you would think that if they're in like because they were undoubtedly in first place before coming into this week, right? And then they just looked bad. You know, and then the
Yeah.
Astralis game, they were winning the game. There's nothing here where they should be losing to Astralis at this point in the game. Just Magic Felix diff or some shit?
I think I think Magic Felix is better than VTO.
By
That's just
far.
experience.
By
That's just
far.
experience. That's just experience. And he's VTO's like an 18-year-old kid.
Hmm.
I can't, and just like Nuclear and so like remember Abadage was you gotta remember, people forget Abadage was pretty bad his first that one
Pretty bad,
split that
yeah.
he was with Upset was like probably his other best split, but up until the Miracle Run he was looking like an Abba trash day, like that's
I'm a garbage truck.
Abba garbage,
Oh
that's
my
what he was
god.
looking at a little bit.
Mad Lions, actually, you're right. Mad Lions have been. It's weird how Mad Lions function. Like, they'll look really bad first couple of games, first couple of weeks, and then they just scale up every single week. They had a really
Right.
good game against Schalke. Kaiser flashed into the wall. Leona. Shit was funny as fuck. Remember there was the one LEC player where he tried to volley bear all over the wall and he missed.
I've done that too.
I did that too, dude. I tried to make dude. There's one time I had a really close game and then I Zaya ulted backwards.
Oh, you lose your games? I
We
expect that.
oh I usually win my games honestly, but
I had a close. That means you lost. It didn't mean you win.
we potentially would have won if I didn't ult backwards, but you know.
Oh, okay.
Potentially,
I got
you know. But overall, Mad Lions has looked pretty solid. I think they're coming into their form. Like I said before, like the same thing with G2 as well with Mad Lions. I don't really want to put a true emphasis on their gameplay until I see a little bit more consistency because there are some games where they look good and there's some games where they're looking pretty rough. Now they did beat XL and Schalke this week, which is teams I expect them to beat, and they beat Schalke pretty handily and they knocked out XL pretty handily. So you know, good congrats on them. They're looking a lot better and better. Rogue. I know a lot of people are talking about how good Rogue is, and they're pretty solid, but to me, I don't think Larson has been that good. Inspired has looked pretty solid, honestly. Otawame's looked pretty good. Hansama's looked really out. Like, this is Hansama's best display he's had, I think, in a while.
I
Trimby
think
is fine too, you know?
I think Larson just people think mages are weak. They're not. Just put him back on a mage. If he's good on the Victors, the Orianas, the Syndras, put him on, and the Zoes, put him on it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
just because Akali, like, okay, we get it. Some picks are just too good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Silas is good, Akali is good, Lucian's good, but he doesn't have to be the main focal point. You could have Expire on Diana. You
Mages
could
are
have
good. Power of Evil literally proves mages are always good, no matter what the situation is.
Onawame has shown that he can carry on a carry champion the
Remember how
top.
he plays Otawame plays Nocturne top pretty good.
Good. He plays pretty good as a he can carry. So like I don't when I hear that Rogue when he's like or when Rogue's like that just have the other two lanes carry and make him supportive and or put him in a comfort role. That's all that's what I would do if I was in that scenario. But again, we don't know the inner workings or what he's trying. I'm sure that he is trying to, work on his champion pool or whatever, but maybe the meta doesn't suit him. Maybe it changes. Um, I, I, I don't know, but I think they need to figure out the mental block that G2 has on them
Mm-hmm.
if they want to succeed.
It's weird how you say mental block, yet they just beat them in playoffs last split too, which is so weird, right? They literally proved they can beat G2 just last split. We're not talking like years ago, maybe when they got lucky. This is like less than 3 months ago. They knocked them out of playoffs. How in the world do you have a mental block? These are the same players. There's nothing different. The only thing that's different is the meta now, and there's fucking Viego, Gwen, and Akali in it, and Dr. Mundo's rework. That's the only thing that's really different in the meta. It's mostly just the same, you know?
Well, Ziggs
Ziggs is balling too, yeah.
Ziggs and Diana because Rumble's kind of
Well,
fallen
you were
off.
always talking about Diana Jungle. Guys, there's been videos, literal multiple videos where Warren's like, Diana Jungle, I don't know why they're not picking it.
Why?
What are they?
I told you because I pay it. Like the thing is, like you said, like we've been. Sorry about that.
You getting
Something
laid?
fell.
You getting blown or some shit?
No, something fell.
The girl was blowing you when you're eating soup or something?
Oh no. Anyway, I look at what's being played because I watch a channel. If you guys are interested, there's a channel called Tracking the Pros, and basically, that channel shows pros from
Mhm.
Korea, basically Korean solo queue, NA, and EUS. And when you watch it, at the end of a game, you can type exclamation point vote. I'm subscribed to the channel because I've been subscribed for over I think almost 3 years now. And you get to watch the pros play, and even some of the ERL people, you get to see them play. Anyway,
Mhm.
you get to see some of the champions that, like when I saw Gragas top, I was like, why are they spamming this champion? Or like recently, Aurelia got buffed, and I've been seeing a lot of pros putting in time into Aurelia and Mundo, and they're still playing Set, even though the Stride Breaker nerf. Set can kind of be flexed because he kind of scales better now. So like what my point is that you have to pay attention with what's happening with the champions and the champion pools, and these players gotta they know what's going on. So I try to keep a mindful attention because that determines how the team plays. Because not everybody has a caps on their team that can play any champion and have a champion ocean, but
Mhm.
there's a lot of broken picks. Like Gwen is still good. Oh god, that champion's disgusting. And
Oh
then
yeah, dude, Gwen is gross. What a
she's so
suck.
gross.
Ugh.
Nocturne is oppressive because like Riot Games thought it would be cool to like, yeah, let's turn off the light and we can't see. Yeah, that's interactive. Like some of the answer, I really question. Like, did you see this new Ascana, that new champ that's gonna be released? Basically, it's like, yeah, let's give this guy a pike, a pike stealth and a grappling hook to get away. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, because
I
Pike
don't.
wasn't like a support, right? Every
Yeah,
time
like
Pike, dude, every single time Pike popped off in the game, I was like, yeah, support. Yeah, okay, Riot, support, right?
you
Fucking
realize you just.
execution, like assassination, support. Cool.
Yeah, and let's make this champ. Let's make this ADC now escape. Up. You think he's not gonna be first pick? Are you fools? Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't know what lines they have at work. I swear to, the ultimate spellbook, the new thing that they just released, where you can pick an ultimate and put it on a champion.
Mhm.
I guarantee you, they're gonna use that data to create new champions.
Dude, oh my god. Like, they were like, let's just buff Akali. Yeah, because that's not one of those broken champions. If she gets any tune, she's just broken.
Same with Aatrox too. He gets any tune, he's broken too. And the problem is like people like me, like when you play, like I'm an Aatrox lover, but like if he gets buff, all the pros are gonna play him because he's such a blind pickable champion. But it's like sometimes the pros influence hurts the people that play the game and just enjoy it.
Well, like,
So
because Riot's always big on like the casual experience. No, they're not. They don't. They just want your money, guys. They don't care about what experience you have. They just care about your money. They're fucking
yeah,
business. Someone's like,
yeah.
Riot really cares about how all the players are interacting in solo queue. No, they don't.
No, they
They care
don't.
about your
Stop.
fucking money.
They care about your
Fucking
paycheck.
You're fucking apes. What's wrong with you people? They care about your money. What does Riot care? If Riot cared, the LCS would be so much better than what it is right now. What the hell?
Oh,
You
by
know?
far.
And now to finish off on Fnatic, hey, I admit it. I was wrong. I thought they were going to be in 5th place. I thought they were going to be not good with the Whipple role swap. Fnatic are in 1st place, tied with Rogue. I think they're the better team than Rogue anyway. Looking at the gameplay I just saw this week. Fnatic played up against Excel. They handily, had a pretty good game against them. They took out Team Vitality. Selfmade not able to get his revenge against Fnatic. Sorry, Selfmade. You couldn't get it, dude. Excel had its composition of Gwen, Diana, Yasuo, Callista, Nautilus. Fnatic had Camille, Viego, Silas, Aphelios, and Thresh. Now, Fnatic showed why Aphelios and Thresh could be a pretty good bot lane. Now, you had, I understood why they picked Yasuo. Yasuo knockups with Diana, Nautilus ultimates, I get it, but it didn't work out. Actually, they tried diving Fnatic under their tier 3 turret, tier 2 turret still up mid lane, and they all got almost pentakilled. I'm not even kidding. Look at this shit. Look at this shit.
Oh, they were using their brain.
Look at this shit.
Literally, like chat, or if anyone watches this,
Look at this.
If they don't dive, they win this game.
Look at
They
this
have Baron buff.
abysmalness.
They have Baron buff. What are they doing?
Look at this abysmalness.
Like they have Baron buff. You must have some like Ugandan technology going or something.
Oh my god. It auto-focused back to 480p. Alright guys, look at this shit. So alright, okay, so XL get Baron right here. Alright, pretty cool, right? They made a way back into the game. They're like, you know what? Let's just dive. Why?
They saw the kill. They got that one kill on Hillsang.
Yeah.
And then they still keep going. Like just play it slow.
Look at what Patrick's all by himself. No support, nothing.
They just threw the game right there.
My brain, as Warren would say, what are you doing? What your brain is off. Your brains are off.
Are they using their brain? I don't know. Like I would have gotten turrets and try to get all the standing. Cause can you pull up the video one more time?
Yeah.
So before the dive starts, let's okay. So if you look on the map, right? I don't know if your gear is covering it. I think there's a turret still left up, like tier 2s. That's standing gold that you could get.
Mm-hmm.
You have a Diana, a Yasuo, and a Gwen that can shred the tower quickly. Get the gold, you morons! That's like how much gold is that? I'd be, if I was the coach, I'd be furious. I'm like, this is the most asinine thing I've seen.
Like, Patrick is right here by himself, no support because his support is like, you know what? Hey, if
And
everybody's
look where
going in,
Cries is. Cries is off in Narnia.
so if you're like murdering Aslan or some shit.
Look, slow. So can you slow it down, like the speed?
Yeah. Let me do that right now. Let me go to not closed captioning. You fucking trash program. All right, subtitles, closed captions, settings right here. Playback speed. Let's go to 25. That's fine.
Yeah. Look how this is gonna play out, folks.
Look at this abysmal level of gameplay Excel were like. Excel were like, you know what? We just beat G2, but let's just show you why we're complete dog shit. All right,
Like,
so
let's see. Look where Adrian is. Look where this guy is. He's not even near them. He's not even near his support.
walking around hitting on bitches in a bar. He's like, I'm good,
He's
dude.
not. He's not. He's no, like. Look where Adrian. He's nowhere near them. Nowhere near this dude.
He's looking like, what are you guys doing?
He had the He had the hex flash over the wall in order to catch up with the team. Now look where Adam comes off flanks. He creates the diamond, or well, the sphere with so they can't. They're basically guarded by that. And look where Cries is. He's off in I don't know, God knows what, trying to find the national treasure or something. I don't know, like what, like
he's trying to find Nicolas Cage's career or some shit.
like what are you doing? Like this is exactly what are you doing with your life right now? Like seriously. Like if I'm young,
if I find out who made that call, that person should be fired immediately.
Yo, if I'm Young Buck, behind the scenes I'm slapping all of them. Wop, all of them. I don't care. Chat, report me.
like Niski was just basically gifted almost a pentakill because why? Reasons.
Like just use your brain.
Actually, one of the worst plays I've ever seen in my life. Like the support's just sitting there going, "What's up, guys? Oh, everything's going good. Maybe I should come over and help you guys."
If they played it right, like slowly got the turrets, they would have gotten at least they might not have gotten the inhib, right? But they would have gotten at least 3 turrets, and that's at least 20. Go back, reset, collect your gold. Now your item's up. Prepare for dragon, because I don't know what the dragons were at. No, Fnatic had point or had slow point. That's just like you would think. Nuke Duck would have been like, guys, play this slow. Patrick's been around a long time, actually. Play it slow. Like who? I don't know. I'm just triggered from watching that. That's like sometimes I wonder, are these pros or is this Wood 5? like
I guarantee you don't see this kind of shit in LPL. Yeah. Oh, LeBron, sure, yeah, it's about that one. I was gonna be a little bit more nicer, but War's just going all the fuck way in.
like Solar Renek just said, like they playing like in Bronze 55.
That's one of the worst. That was actually when I saw that live. I was like, okay, XL just proved to me why they should really actually not be fucking competing. Look, like it was just so abysmal, and you can tell they're new players when they do that stuff. Only new players do that shit. Like
they felt hungry. I get it, and like
they were going off their high from last week. I get it. They want to build off the momentum. You can build off momentum being smart though. You can that can happen. You can have momentum, still make the right decisions, and still win.
I was gonna say though that about Fnatic though. If I had to say stuff, I would say that Adam is probably gonna get Ricky at a split.
By far, yeah.
By far, Upset. I think Upset is gonna probably get MVP.
Because I was thinking about Razork and Inspired last week, but I'm thinking to myself, Upset has just been so good. Like Upset has just literally been. Remember all the Fnatic fans are like, "Oh my god, we lost Reckless. We'll never have the same level of ADC gameplay." Wah! Upset's. I hear that Upset guy's pretty good. I that's what I heard. You know, I heard that. I don't know honestly. You know.
Yeah. So Upset's. I think Fnatic has something good going, and they're playing as a team. Like that's what's important
Oh
to
my god,
watch.
dude. Paul is just throwing shade at the situation we'll talk about after this. Paul was just throwing some shade on Twitter. He said fake nerd card slipping.
Oh, oh, no. Okay, we'll talk about that later
Yeah.
then.
That's pretty much it, guys. I'm glad Fnatic proved me wrong, and they're honestly one of the best team right now in the LEC. I think G2 can bounce back maybe this week, prove that they can build on some type of momentum going into the next final weeks. You have week 6 for the LEC. I know we generally don't do predictions for the LEC. Oh, G2 versus Fnatic Saturday, match of the week right there. G2 versus Fnatic. Fnatic should beat the shit out of them. Fnatic should win. Should win, right?
I don't know. Bald cats might be over 9,000. So
Bald Caps, what is he, Nappa or some shit?
yeah, he is actually.
Holy
He
god.
looks so old though, without his hair on his head. Do you have a picture you can put on the screen of Caps bald?
I don't want. I'm gonna make that my thumbnail. All right, guys. Anything else you want to say, man, before we close out of this one?
Oh, shout out to T Root. He did call Astralis being a good team.
Yeah, T Root. If you're still around, man, hit me up, man. I would have loved to have you here, but I hit him up and he's got a response. He's probably busy or some shit. You know, he's always down to come on.
And another thing I was gonna say, if anyone has some free time, I was up today watching the LPL because I've been keeping up with that. The our Rogue Warriors versus Suning was
I saw that
that
too.
game. That game 3 was a banger.
Dude,
That was
I saw the
banger.
dude. I saw EDG versus TES. I finally got a chance to watch that game. Woo, shit. The LPL. I'm gonna be honest here, man. The LPL should win Worlds this year. Should.
Should.
If they don't win
Question
Worlds
mark.
this year, that is a fucking. If NA manages to win Worlds this year, I'm gonna literally go outside and jump off a fucking bridge. Hope my
Oh,
fucking head hits a fucking
can
train
I get
tracks.
can I get everything after you're dead?
I sure you can get it. You can get as much as my wife actually.
Your hand doesn't count.
What do you mean? All right, guys. I'll be coming back at you guys with the LCS recap. But overall for the LEC, I like the LEC, guys. I'm being honest here. It's really good. I think they've improved on a lot. But you know, they can come off kind of cringy though. The broadcasters sometimes, some of them do.
Oh hell
Like
yeah!